start.
So after putting the seller's information, we go back to the info tab, and then you see there's commission and there's selling percentage. Usually we don't have fixed percentage for commission. Here we have 7% and then 2% on the remaining. So we leave this blank.
Yeah, why not we recap everything what we did, right?
Okay.
Right, so that way what happened, so for our staff they'll know what to do, right?
So when we log on to Lawn Wolf,
first thing we do is the login into the admin account, right?
Yes.
Then if it's a remote, so then you go to the remote desktop connections, right?
Yes.
Then you click the connect key, right? After connecting, so then you put your user ID, if it's remote, whatever the user ID is. Then you put the password, whatever the password is, right? Then if it's under particular your name, so you put your user ID
and password
and a password, right? And then you mention that first step you go in, if you first thing you want to learn is the
listings, how to input listings. For that you go one, click the first button, that's property listing.
Okay.
It will take you into a different menu. From there you go edit property listing.
Yes, so basically you go to one, then again into one. Okay.
Yes, and then you click add because it pops up a window where you can see already existing listings there. And if you want to add a new listing, you just click add.
And also from there, you, as you mentioned, Sylvia, so from there, because just like we have 3 offices, so you select the office. If you are working in the Abbotsford office, so click Abbotsford. If it's Burnaby, it's Burnaby. If it's Delta, it's Delta. Right? Okay.
So then you select, after clicking add, it tells you, asks you which office the listing belongs to. You select the office and it generates an automatic listing number for the particular file.
Okay.
So it's easy to track and it's easy to label.
And also, so when you're putting the new listing in, so basically, so you start putting the information.
Yes.
And then you, I think, go into the first tab we go into is the
info tab. Yes.
Okay.
And in the info tab, you start putting the address, street name, unit number if applicable, street,
and postal code,
and city, province, and the postal code. Then comes complex. If you're living in a townhouse or in an apartment, it has a complex name. So you put that, and then you put logbox. If it's on logbox, you put yes. You actually have to type it.
And I one thing I want to ask you, so this logbook tab was, highlighted one. So basically it means
whenever you are there,
you have to write either yes
or no. Yes.
Okay.
And then the next tab is seller tab. You cannot input seller's information on info tab, but either you can double click here or you can go on the people tab. And when you go there, you just have to click add.
Okay.
And then you put the salutation of the particular person, first name, last name.
Yeah, and you need to say this salutation is also highlighted. So what you need to do is write manually there, Mr. or Mrs. or Ms.
Yes, it does not give you any option. You have to put the salutation by yourself. After putting the necessary information like phone number, work phone number, whichever information you have, an email ID, you just click OK. You can only put one information.
For one person.
One person. So if there are like 3 owners, you have to go on add 3 different times.
So basically one time you added, then you go to the second time.
Yes. And
you add again, and then if there are 3 people, so you add 3 times.
3 times.
Okay.
You do not add 3 people in same particular box.
Okay.
The next, right underneath the seller's information is the agent information.
Okay.
What we do here is we click the add button.
Okay.
And then we select the search button that's in the shape of binoculars next to the agent tab.
Okay.
And then you can search the agent using the last name.
Okay, using the last name, okay.
So you can just type the name, whatever you want. Suppose the last name is Bhandari, you put Bhandari. And you can see 2 agents, Jagmohan and Jitendra Bhandari. So suppose the listing agent is Jagmohan Bhandari, you just go on his name, highlight his name, and double click it, and it will add his name. The easier way is just highlight his name, the realtor's name, and click OK. And then it will add, and then you press OK again, and this agent will be added to the listing.
Okay.
Once this tab, People's tab is done, we go back to Info tab and see what kind the listing type is.
So whether it's a commercial or residential.
So this is a residential listing.
So basically then you go back after adding the agent, right?
Yes.
So then you go back to find type of listing.
Yes.
So type of a listing, and so then you select residential or commercial.
Yes.
Okay.
Another good thing about this is you can write the next tab is source. What
Okay.
is how you got this listing?
Yeah. So source. Yeah. Okay. So source you can put any source.
Any source, whether you got this listing through a
Paper,
newspaper, sign,
TV,
repeat business,
whatever.
other broker.
Okay.
So select the necessary. Usually they have others too, miscellaneous.
Okay.
If none of the options are available,
Sure,
you just put
yeah.
miscellaneous. Next is status available. Right now it's available because it's a brand new listing and we're putting it. But I'll come to the next options when we're doing some other stuff.
Yeah. So status basically means so whatever is
Active or available.
yeah active, expired, whatever. But
Then,
in the okay.
Then we go on the right hand side options. The listing number is automatically there when we click the add tab.
It has already generated the listing. Okay.
Yes. And then the listing date.
Okay.
And the entry date.
Okay.
And then then you put the expiry date.
We have to put the expiry date too?
Yes. And you can see the expiry date on the
Whatever
contract.
okay.
So let's say August 31st.
So listing date is already, you look from the contract too?
Yes.
Okay, from the contract you look at listing date, entry date, expiry date.
No, entry date comes automatically. Entry date is the date you're putting the listing in the software. Yeah. You cannot edit
so basically,
the entry date.
So the listing date, right? You put it in, and then the
expiry date.
And then the expiry date you enter, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you put the sold listing price.
Sold or the listing?
No, the listed price.
Okay,
so how much the property is listed for.
Okay, you do that. Okay, I think that is good enough, right?
Yes.
For this section.